Welcome to Allie's Attic, where you never know what kind of surprise you'll find in my attic. I'm your host, Allie, and today my surprise is a veteran from the United States of America, Brian Burns. Hi, Brian.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing well, getting some vitamin D, sitting out in the yard.
There you go. Okay, so we're going to talk about a whole bunch of things. Now, I don't even know how... Okay, so let's start with the diseases you have. You have gastroparesis, correct?
Yeah, gastroparesis. It's like a rare stomach disease that affects about 1% of the world. Just picture a paralyzed stomach where your body can't absorb nutrients, digest food properly, like malnourishment, constant nausea and vomiting. Picture having the stomach flu 24/7.
Oh my god!
And there's no cure for it.
Oh my god!
You can't eat food. For me, I was diagnosed at the end of June last year with severe gastroparesis. I did a gastric emptying scan, and after about 5 hours, it was still about 35% of the food still left in my stomach.
Wow.
And I was getting sick 25 plus times a day for, at the time, 3 years. And now it's been just a little over 4 years that I've been sick, but wasn't officially diagnosed until the end of June last year.
So is there anything they can do to help? Or are you just, I've never heard of it, to be completely honest. I did read up on it, so I understand it, but...
No, they said, there's no cure. There are medicines to manage it, but I wasn't responding to any medications, and believe it or not, I quit all my medication against medical advice, and I don't remember the last time I puked 25 times in a day.
Okay, so you don't eat, basically. How do you eat? What do you eat?
I eat when I can. Sometimes I go a week without eating because anything I eat or drink will just come up. There's things called flare-ups, and they can come and go. They can last a day, couple hours, or can last months.
Oh, my God.
So I eat when I can. Doctors told me, drink whatever you can, eat whatever you can, when you can, because I was in the hospital a couple times a week, every week.
Okay.
Just malnourished, very dehydrated. Sometimes I would just pass out.
That is insane.
Just can't digest food, so gastroparesis. Picture starving to death.
So why did you go off the pills? They weren't doing anything for you, or were they making it worse?
Well, they said I passed out in my kitchen at the end of June last year, and I was on a medication called Invega Sustaina. It was an injection I got once a month, and that was to treat my schizoaffective disorder and chronic PTSD from stuff that happened over in South Korea when I was overseas. But the doctor at Concord Hospital in New Hampshire said the gastroparesis, she was pretty certain it was caused from the medication that I was getting.
Oh my goodness.
So that's what made me if medicine's making me sick, then I'm done with all the medication.
Yeah, you're already sick enough. Why would you make yourself worse? So, now,
Yeah.
I think I read that a friend of yours is doing fundraising to bring awareness and hopefully find a cure for this. Is that correct?
Yeah, there's actually quite a few of us out there doing fundraising, but one that really caught my attention was the Gastroparesis Pie Face Challenge. It's basically just, all you need is a can of whipped cream, and a little pie tin tray, and it's kind of like the ASL Ice Bucket Challenge.
Oh, okay.
You nominate somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you nominate somebody, and then record yourself, or somebody record you smashing whipped cream in your face, and you make a donation to gpac.org.
gpac.org. Okay. I will make sure I put that on my website. Now,
And then you can challenge anybody, really. You can be a friend, family, myself. His name is Andrew Bellevue. He's from Lynn, Massachusetts. The challenge has been on the WBZ News in Boston. His first challenge, he challenged Tom Brady. And I believe his video now, I just checked earlier, it's got almost 56,000 views.
Wow.
And that's over 50,000 people that have seen it, but we need everybody we can to jump on board and take this challenge, and get creative with it, have fun. Like myself, I was on a 40-day cross-country trip. It was only supposed to be a week, but things didn't go as planned, and while I was out there, I ended up walking over 20 miles to the Hollywood sign and back, but when I got to the Hollywood sign, I did the challenge right there. I also did it on top of the Grand Canyon.
Wow. So
I challenged my buddy Jesse Blaze Snyder at the top of the Hollywood sign, and then when I got back to New Hampshire, I hiked Mount Major in Alton, New Hampshire, and I challenged his father, Dee Snyder, which was the lead singer of Twisted Sister.
Twisted Sister, well aware, I know who he is.
Well, man, my first video wasn't too creative, but that's what made me jump on board, because I was sick of being sick, and myself and 5 million plus other people in this world need a cure. 1% of the world, but people are dying every day because of it, and that's too many. Some of us are young, just babies. I'm 28 years old. I've talked to some other people that are elders, and it's just a nightmare. And as long as I'm breathing, I'm gonna do everything I can to find a cure.
Well, that's awesome. That is very awesome, Brian. I'm going to urge everybody to get some whipped cream and a pie plate and get creative and get out there and challenge people and help raise money for this, because from the sounds of it, I could not imagine.
I'd be out there traveling every day to new places to do it, but unfortunately, 40 days later and 30,000 miles on my Jeep, the day after I get back, I get in a car accident, which the witnesses and the cops said, this doesn't look like your fault, but the lady's insurance said it was 100% my fault, and now I'm without a vehicle, and because my body's getting weaker and all the walking I've done, hiked Mount Major in about 53 minutes, came down in about 20, falling and rolling and whatnot, but, I did it because my time's not guaranteed. Nobody's time is guaranteed, and I'll be like, oh, well, just rest today and do it tomorrow. Well, tomorrow might not come, and I'm breathing now. If I can walk, I'm going to get somewhere and just keep raising awareness. I challenged Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson on top of the Grand Canyon, and he's somebody I look up to very much. He said something one day, I came to America, I had $7 in my pocket. I knew I was broke. Mm-hmm. One day I won't be.
Yeah.
And, it's I might be sick now, but tell me, what does being sick look like? I walk into a store and they're like, oh, Brian, you don't look sick. Mm-hmm. It's hey, thanks, Mm-hmm. I am sick, but you mind telling me what being sick looks like?
Yeah. Well, and I can totally... Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
I can totally understand where you're coming from. Invisible diseases. I have a rare form of rheumatoid arthritis. Not as crazy as yours, but yeah, people look at me and think, oh yeah, she's not sick, she's just pretending. And it's no, I wish I was just pretending. So I understand where you're coming from when people look at you and say, oh, you don't look sick.
I was out to eat earlier with a family member, and they're like, man, you are too skinny. You need to eat something. You need to eat. It's trust me, you don't think I don't want to eat? That's one of my favorite things to do is just, I could eat 4 large pizzas and not get sick. Yeah. I took a couple bites of home fries and I feel sick to my stomach right now.
Oh my goodness, that's not good. Okay, so along with that, you also have acid reflux and thyroid disease. Now, is that a result of your gastroparesis, or is that just something that you've always had?
Well, I suffered from heartburn for many years. About when I started getting sick about 4 years ago, that's what started it all, was the be talking like an hour later, and just little spurts of like acid or whatever I ate or drank would come up, just talking.
Wow.
But I wasn't diagnosed with the acid reflux disease until just a few weeks after I was diagnosed with the gastroparesis.
Okay, and what about the thyroid?
And then just shortly after the acid reflux disease, I was told that, like after some endoscopies and imaging in my stomach, that the vagus nerve, the sphincter in my stomach, you know, it was very like, they said gaping, which it's supposed to be like the size of like a pinhole, but mine was like the size of a golf ball.
Oh.
And that's probably why they said I was getting sick, because the sphincter wouldn't close, so all the food just down and then bounce back up.
Okay.
Because it was so bad, I would take a sip of water and I would puke for like 20 minutes, like 5 minutes after I took the sip.
Oh my goodness. Now the thyroid disease, is that all part and parcel of all of this, or?
I'm not sure where that came from, but they did. Well, I've had some like problems with my thyroid levels over the years, but I believe it was like a couple weeks before, it's like January 24th, they said they noticed some white nodules on the right side of my thyroid, and I was diagnosed with the hyperactive thyroid disease in January 24th at the VA in West Roxbury, Boston, Mass. I had radioactive iodine treatment, where they basically like nuked my thyroid. And now they said my thyroid levels are perfect. They said I needed a surgery for my stomach for my acid reflux, called a Nissen fundoplication.
Okay.
But I can't remember the last time I even had heartburn. It's like it's all just gone away.
Okay, well.
And like my doctor at Dartmouth Hitchcock in Lebanon, New Hampshire, he was like, it's very weird, like, I think your body's healing itself. And it's like, that's crazy, like, you know, like, I believe in God and everything. And it, like, if it is a miracle, like, I know it's from God, but people like, we need a cure. And it's like, for me, personally, God is the cure. Like, no matter how bad I stress, how much I hate, get mad, sad, happy, whatever, if it's out of my control, like, I've learned, you know, just like this past week, I don't want my will anymore. Like, I want God. Like, I want the life that God already has for me. Like, I don't want my own life. You know, like, I stopped taking control of it, trying to fix everything on my own. You know, I put my faith up and keep fighting, you know?
Yeah, well, that's all you can do. And God works in mysterious ways, and like I said, I'm going to get you on Twitter to send me the is it called gpac.org? gpac.org?
Yep, I believe it's like it's G and then that little like thing in the middle, not the underscore, but the one in the middle.
The hyphen?
Like G
hyphen
and then pac.org.
Okay, so send it to me on Twitter so I can put it up on my Facebook. Now, or on my Facebook, on my Twitter, or no, on my website. Good Lord, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay, so along with all of that, which is absolutely unbelievable, and I don't know how you can just keep going, to be completely honest with you, and all the power to you. And like I said, God works in mysterious ways. Now, you also you served for your country, and you were over in South Korea. And
I was 2009, 2010.
Okay, and I know some things, difficult things happened to you. So now you've got schizoaffective disorder and your chronic PTSD, on top of everything else that you're going through. Now, are you getting help for that? Are you seeing somebody, Brian?
I was seeing my psychiatrist, but to be honest, like every time I went in there, I would just get upset, and because nobody knew what was going on. Like, I was sexually assaulted in 2009 in South Korea, and I got out June 26, 2010, but I didn't tell anybody until October of 2015, and, you know, up until, like, now, I have over 20 suicide attempts, with my last attempt this past December when I played Russian roulette. And at that time, like, that was my last attempt, and it will be my last attempt. Like, I can promise that to myself and anybody. Like, it's music that saved my life, and like, I find more therapy to help with my PTSD and my mental illnesses by just picking up my acoustic guitar and playing. You know, I play for people on Facebook, Twitter, for the other GP Warriors and the Gastroparesis support page on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
And just for people to tell me, like, I inspire them, I give them hope, and just like, wow, like, and I get phone calls and messages from people you never even talked to, and they're like, I just want to say thank you. I saw your video tonight, and it saved my life.
Wow.
And, you know, it's,
well,
like, I love hearing that, and, you know, like, I struggle every day, like, you know, like, since getting home from my road trip, like, honestly, it feels like I'm losing everything. Like, I lost my car, and that was a big part of my therapy. It's included on my suicide safety plan with the VA. Because if I feel suicidal, I just get in my car and I can go drive to my friends and family, and
mm-hmm.
and I didn't have insurance on my car, and it's just a big mess. But
well, I hope everything.
The best thing I did was getting help, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, this past December, there's a song actually. It's called "When You Love Someone." It's by Jesse Blaze Snyder, and I have the initial tattooed for that on my left hand, WYLF. And you know, lyrics in that song, it's the heart that makes it great. You know, it's the heart, HARD, and it truly is. You know, like, people say if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck at all.
They say the
but
same
for me,
about me.
like if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. You know, if it's a challenge, and like it challenged me, it challenges myself to be better and strive for something that I didn't think was possible, then that right there, the heart that makes it great.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to urge people to, I want people to lift you up, Brian. I want you to continue fighting. I want you to continue helping raise money to find a cure for this. And like I said, I'm urging everybody to challenge each other for this whipped cream or pie in the face thing for the gastroparesis. At least you have your VA, and I know what it's like getting in your car and driving. That's what I do for my therapy, and like Maren Morris said, my church. So I understand where you're coming from when you say, you know, you need a car to go for a drive. Now, people can find you on Twitter, right?
Yes, they can. I believe my name is D Burns, WYLS.
Okay. I think there's an M in there. Brian M. Burns. Just look up Brian Burns and you'll be able to find him. Now, one other thing I want to talk about is you've shared some of the songs that you've written, and I've seen you play guitar, and you are absolutely amazing. So I'm urging anybody out there, if they need a guitarist, please contact Brian, because he is so good. And his songwriting is spectacular. And I mean, everybody knows that things that you go through in your life end up being the best songs out there. So if anything, contact him for that as well. And I mean, your VA is there. I mean, if you feel that you weren't getting any help by going and seeing a psychiatrist, I kind of understand, because I have the same deal. You know, they don't know what I went through. But sometimes,
right.
Yeah, sometimes it can help. So maybe it's just finding a different one, or just finding a support group. And I don't know, do the VAs have support groups for PTSD and all that in your community, or?
They do. They absolutely do. And for me, I would love to attend them, but it's just hard without a vehicle, and the VA being about an hour away.
Oh my goodness.
And like I missed a lot of doctor's appointments to keep like getting my health checked out, and I'm not one to ask many people for help, and you know, for me to having to ask for a ride, you know, I hate doing it. You know, if I could walk like that far, which I could, it would just take me a while.
Yeah.
Because I got doctors and like like an hour and a half away, and then sometimes I got to go to Boston.
And is there anybody in your community that can volunteer to drive you, or I don't know?
I mean, they can. It's just a lot of people, just busy with work and their kids and, taking care of other people. And I understand that, we all need help, and, everybody's going through something that not everybody understands. And sometimes you just, you feel like a burden asking. But for me, like with my PTSD, one thing is I get very nervous driving with other people. And because I'm always on alert, so I get like anxiety and stressed out wicked bad. Just like people say when they drive with me, they think I'm going to kill them, but it's like, I've never been in a car accident that was my fault.
Okay, well.
Up until, just the beginning of April, apparently it was my fault. But
well, if there's anybody listening that's in your community, I'm urging them to help you out. If there's anybody in your community that does have the time, I'm urging them to help you out to get to your doctor's appointments and to the VA. I have a form of PTSD. It's not the same as yours, and I know that if I didn't have somebody to talk to, I would absolutely lose my mind. So I don't know, do you have family and friends around you that you can speak with, or although they would understand?
I do. It's just, like, we all got our own lives and, like, busy, but, like, doctor's appointments take a lot out of my day. There was times I'd have, like, 6, 7 doctor's appointments in a week, and they would last from 8 in the morning until, like, 5:30 at night.
Oh, my goodness.
And not many people can take that out of their day because, they need to keep making money themselves. And, as bad as I hate to say it, like, money is a necessity right now, for a lot of things. And I know myself, I don't have a lot of it, but I need more money so I can keep, giving hope like the way, like, I want to, but like I said, I don't want my way anymore. I want God's way.
God's way.
But, if money's what I need to keep going, it'll be given to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not given, but I'll be blessed with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't expect anything for free. And, people tell me, wow, I would love to meet you. You inspire me so much. And that's one thing I've been thinking of doing is once I can get enough money to get back on track and get a new vehicle, I want to travel to meet other people, battling chronic diseases and illnesses.
Mm-hmm.
Because they tell me I inspire them and give them hope, but the truth is, all of you guys, like everyone fighting a battle, like I said, no one knows nothing about. That's where I get my inspiration from. That's where I get the will to keep going.
Well, and I mean...
And then I'm also working on a CD, or I want to work on a CD to make music for veterans to raise awareness for PTSD and, just music that is feel-good, that gives people hope and, like, cheers them up.
Yeah. Well, and like I said, I'm urging anybody that needs a guitarist or a songwriter. He is amazing. I've seen him play. I've seen his songs that he's written. So if there's anybody out there looking, please hook up with my buddy Brian. Now, God's way. You're talking about God's way. God obviously pointed you in my direction. And your story touched me.
Yes,
Yeah, your story touched me, and I wanted you on because I cannot imagine what a day would be like in your life. With 3 different diseases and then your schizoaffective disorder and your chronic PTSD, it just tears my heart out, especially after serving your country. There should be more help available to you in your community, I think. So I'm hoping that will come about as well, and maybe somebody that can help you get to your doctor's appointments, because those are very important. And like I said, I am going to urge everybody to do this pie in the face challenge.
Yep.
To raise money.
Pie face challenge.
Yeah, and like I said, I'll put that GPAC.org on my website so people know how to find it.
Awesome.
And like Brian, it takes a lot of bravery to come on and talk about the things that you've talked about. So hats off to you for coming on and doing that, and for wanting to bring awareness to this, and also, talking about all the other things that have affected your life, and to hear you say, thank God you are never going to try to commit suicide again. I mean, reach me on Twitter, talk to me. If you ever start feeling like that, I'm always here. And I hope God does, point you in the right direction. And maybe by coming on here, somebody does decide that they want to, see your talent in either playing the guitar or songwriting. And that may be, the way you go. And like you said, your music inspires all the time.
Everybody always tells me, like, Brian, you always help everybody out. Like, it's time you take care of yourself and just learn to help yourself first. But I tell everybody this every time, same thing. I learn to help myself better by helping others. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
And not many people understand it, but I do, and that's all right,
Exactly. As long as it makes you happy at the end of the day.
Yeah, like I don't make plans anymore. I stopped making plans because tomorrow might not come, an hour from now might not come. But I do make intentions, and if time comes for those intentions, then yes, I'll do them. But one thing, like I said, is not guaranteed is our time. So the best present that you can give anybody is your presence. PRECNCE. That's the best gift you can give anybody.
Okay. Well, now, do you have a Facebook account as well?
I do. I'm not exactly sure the links.
Okay.
But I can send them to you, and
okay.
All you gotta do is look me up on Facebook, just Brian Burns from Laconia, New Hampshire.
Okay. That's all people need. They'll be able to find you that way. And once I'm done with this conversation, I will contact you on Twitter. And I'm urging everybody to retweet and share and start challenging people. And Brian, like I said, hats off to you. Thank you so much for coming on my show. Thank you so much for reaching out to me.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for having me. It feels good to just be able to talk to somebody, and like people need to know about this. And if I can get my voice out there, hats off to you for having me. Like, it was an honor.
Oh, thank you so much. You're going to make me cry, and I've been trying so hard not to cry throughout this whole thing. Okay, so...
Well, let's not cry. If
no,
we're going to cry, they better be tears of happiness.
Tears of joy, yeah.
Because we're alive. We're alive, and that's one of the best things. If you woke up today, that's enough right there to be thankful for.
You're an amazing man. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me, Brian, and we'll talk soon. And thank you for joining me on Allie's Attic. Keep checking my website because you never know what kind of surprises you'll find in my attic. Cheers.